Welcome to the Daily for Thursday, June 10th with Greg Lawless. I'm Jason Seguini, and Greg, the World Cup starts tomorrow, and we couldn't be more excited.
I don't think we could. It's going to be awesome. South Africa, Mexico opening the whole thing up. Here on MLSsoccer.com, we're going to be inaugurating Extra Time Radio, which is going to be a live call-in show throughout the World Cup for you to have your say about what's going on in South Africa. We'll also have a bunch of guests calling in from South Africa and from around the U.S. soccer scene. It should be great.
Well, Greg, first we have to get the stories in MLS on the final match day. And the LA Galaxy are unbeaten no more.
Yeah, and this was kind of a strange game, really. There was a lightning delay in the middle, which obviously makes it a little strange. It was beautiful lightning, but it slowed the game down a little bit. Right. In the end, though, Real Salt Lake ending up with a 1-0 win over LA in a very controversial manner. Lots of questions as to whether Javier Morales was offside in this one. I personally think that he was not. I think that the play, as it happened, it was a bang-bang play. When Campos came across, he made his pass not forward but sideways. It deflected off the defender and went to Morales. Therefore, he's not offside because the ball had to be moving forward. So I think he should have been. I think the referee made the right call. There are obviously people who will disagree with that.
I'm one of those people, Greg. I disagree. I think the referee just got it wrong. I don't know if they weren't, maybe didn't have a good view of the play, but it was a simple deflection. Morales coming from an offside position, the flag should have been waved on that. We'll try to get some comments from U.S. Soccer on the officiating and what the ruling should have been later today on the site. It's
too bad, actually, because you think about it with the Galaxy losing their undefeated streak. We were maybe thinking, could they go undefeated the entire season? Yeah. Obviously, it's not going to happen. And it's a shame that it ended in this way. It was probably going to end anyway, so ultimately it doesn't matter.
The good thing for the Galaxy, if you look at it, maybe it kind of takes the pressure off. It takes that added pressure off each game because you're not carrying that undefeated streak. They still have a huge lead going into the World Cup break. So,
but watch out for Salt Lake. Still very, very hot right now.
Right, still in decent shape if you're the LA Galaxy. The other game for me, Greg, was much more entertaining actually on the field. Chicago Fire hosting Colorado Rapids. Chicago came out with a 4-1-4-1 lineup, which really I thought was entertaining, with Map, Nyako, Husidic, and Papa in the midfield, all kind of attacking in waves. It was very entertaining.
I don't really know if it was the formation that was the entertaining part or if these players are starting to come into their own. Obviously, Nyako is looking great, but I think the two names you need to look out for, Marco Papa and Bajo Husidic. Papa, 2 goals on the night. Obviously, you're going to look at that. He's had a couple of stunning goals earlier in the season as well. But Husidic is really starting to express himself and show his creativity. Had a nice little heel pass for Papa's second goal. But he's one of these players who seems to be a box-to-box guy. Obviously has some nice touch on the ball and has some vision as well.
Yeah, and there were questions about him. I remember going into the Super Draft last year, and he slipped down to the second round. Chicago seems to have gotten a bargain out of this draft pick. And they really combined well. Nyako really needs to get credit for pushing the offense out wide and really creating space for them.
But ultimately, it didn't work out for them in this one. I mean, a nice goal from Connor Casey in stoppage time to get the draw for Colorado. Great little glancing header into the lower corner. So Chicago at the same time defensively still looking to find that rhythm, I think.
Yeah, Colorado was good on the counter. Omar Cummings, Connor Casey teaming up for the first goal as well, kind of on the counter. Greg, looking at the games tonight, though, we have Philadelphia traveling to Kansas City. Kansas City kind of struggling. Philadelphia maybe getting a little more confidence lately with Danny Mwenga scoring in 3 straight games.
I don't know if we can say kind of struggling for Kansas City right now. The Wizards very struggling in this one. And I think that this is a game, though, that they think they can probably get off the schneid, get into the winning column again. Look, the key for Kansas City is Davy Arnaud. Coming back from suspension after missing the last game, he's going to be back in the lineup for them. He needs to have a very, very good game. He needs to attack that back line for Philadelphia. Every time he gets the ball, I think you're going to see Davy Arnaud looking and trying to run at the defense, and that will be the key for the Wizards. For Philadelphia, it's all about confidence. You're going on the road. You're playing a little bit better. You're not necessarily getting the results, but that confidence that they're seeing. And I think Danny Mwenga, it's interesting that it's the rookie who I think is really giving them that confidence.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets a start tonight in that game. The other game tonight is a big game, Greg. DC United traveling to Seattle, and for me, I can't wait to see this game because last year they created this rivalry out of nothing. I mean, they played 3 games, including the U.S. Open Cup final, and that's really what sparked the rivalry.
It's a strange rivalry when you think about it. These two cities, they don't have any traditional rivalry. They're 3,000 miles apart from each other, but obviously something on the field has clicked in terms of their, I don't want to say hatred, but their animosity to each other, right? And look at it. I think that Andy Nahar, the key for DC, a 17-year-old kid, has been playing very well, has shown he has a lot of talent. It's maybe putting a little too much pressure on a young kid like that, but I think they're looking to him more and more to provide a spark for them. On the other hand, you have Seattle. They're coming off that 3-0 thumping of New England last weekend, which got them back into a good mood and good spirits out there at Quest Field. I think Seattle looks at this game and says, we can score a ton of goals again. They have had trouble scoring this year against this DC backline. I think Seattle's going to be running at them all day long. Montero showing a spark again last weekend. And Zakuani obviously is becoming one of the most exciting players in the league. Well,
it should be a big game tonight on ESPN2. The future rivals of Seattle, Portland Timbers, unveiling their logo this weekend. Greg, we want to mention that. Should be exciting for the Northwest after Vancouver just revealed their logo recently.
I think the Whitecaps logo is very cool, but I'm really looking forward to the Portland one as well. They've been putting out clues and videos over the last couple of weeks, and they're going to actually unveil it during halftime of the U.S.-England game. So check out MLSsoccer.com. We'll be streaming that unveiling live for you on MLSsoccer.com. And I think it's really neat. You know, they're having fun with it, and they're making it intriguing, and it's supposed to be very tied into Portland history and Portland soccer history as well.
Yeah, it just gets you excited for next year with Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland in that Northwest. There's going to be a lot of buzz going on up there. That's all we have for today's Daily. We'll be back tomorrow with more.